Hello, truth seekers. Lawrence here, and welcome to Easy Enlightenment. So, there is this famous metaphor that we often hear in the spiritual journey is the caterpillar becoming the butterfly, isn't it? We associated with this metaphor, we inspired by this idea because human real transformation is also similar to butterfly. For the caterpillar to go through the process to become the butterfly happens in the cocoon, where the caterpillar shreds its body to become the butterfly. And the major part of caterpillar becoming the butterfly is the cocoon. What happens in the cocoon? And for us, the cocoon is the inward journey. The inward journey we take. That's where we're supposed to shred all our identification, shred everything what we have become so far to see the raw nature of who we are. That's the journey. And to go through this process, we don't need to go away from the world and wrap ourselves in that spiritual idea and literally take the cocoon context and make that real in our journey. What I'm saying is you don't have to reject the world and move away from this world to hide in the cave and make the cave as a cocoon or ashram as a cocoon. We don't have to go to different special place or make the place special to find the raw nature of who we are. We can make that happen right here, wherever you are. If you are in the city, you can awaken to your true nature in the city. If you're not in the city, great, you have a less distraction. But wherever you are, you can make it happen. The only thing you need to do is shred each and every belief you have in you that you see real. And taking that step is about turning our face towards ourselves or towards the truth. If shredding is there, we are turning our face towards the truth. If shredding is not there, then we are already turn our face away from the truth. The process will make us turn our face away from the truth, move away from the truth. Now, most of you are already being part of the spiritual journey, and most of you already think that you are shredding, you are cutting the layers. Now, is it though? Are you shredding the layers, or are you refining or simplifying? Are you organizing? Most of the time in the spiritual journey, people reject some stuff and they organize their life or simplify their life with the spiritual ideas. refining, simplifying, upgrading your life, your mind is not true shredding. You're just giving up what you don't want, but you're inviting or latching on to something. You're just creating a space for something. And right now, you're creating a space for the spiritual transformation. But without shredding, there's no spiritual transformation. There's only, further entanglement, sophisticated entanglement, upgraded entanglement, subtle entanglement happening in the spiritual journey. These days, meditation is the big trend for spiritual growth. Isn't that? Meditation is everywhere. Everybody is speaking about meditation. But the meditation is not solving, not helping the person to see the absolute truth. Why? Because people are not shredding the layers in the meditation practice. Shredding is completely discarded in the meditation, the real shredding. People are being part of the meditation, and what they are doing is controlling the body. Controlling the body with another mental layer. Controlling the mind with additional mental layer. Basically, in meditation, people are adding spiritual layers, positive layers. And no matter what layers you add, that layers is helping you to simplify your life, your mind. For example, when you sit in the meditation, what happens is you're calming the mind. Not much ripples of the mind is present when you're meditating. So when you see that result of calmness coming in, where you're able to move from the complexity of the mind towards a simple mind, people see this as shredding the mind, shredding the identification. Simplifying the mind is still the mind. The real shredding is when you see your attachment, when you see your fear, and you have to let go your attachment. That letting go and able to let go is the real shredding. Just sitting down in meditation and calming yourself in the body and mind is not even shredding. That is simply the ego is doing the spiritual work. Ego itself is becoming a spiritual. That's what's happening. And that's why, if you notice your own life, your inner conflict and your fear is never dissolved. By the way, being part of the meditation practice or any spiritual practice, who you are becoming right now is more righteous, isn't it? You choose certain things, you prefer certain things, you say certain things to people. You are becoming more righteous. And righteousness itself is an ego coming out to express, look what I'm doing. Look what I have achieved through this spiritual practice. The righteousness is further entanglement in the spiritual journey. Righteousness itself is an attachment to the new upgrade. If you want to really go through this real transformation like a butterfly, like a caterpillar becoming the butterfly, you have to take an inward journey and you have to see your fear. You have to see that you are attached to so many things. You're not alone in in the attachment. Every single human beings are attached. Unless the person is awake to their true nature, then there's only play. People let it come and let it go, but there's no holding on to things. But if the truth is missing, everybody is attached. Yeah. So the attachment is there, and attachment is there because of the fear of being nobody, fear of not having. So there's fear of so many things. So if you accept there is attachment, and then you inquiry why you are attached to whatever you attach, and tracing your attachment backward is the shredding your mind to see the root cause of the attachment. And the root cause of the attachment itself is the ingrained belief in you. And to see the raw self of who you are, or truth of who you are, you have to let go the ingrained belief as well. The ingrained belief is making you move in a certain way to ignore the truth. And that's why ignoring the truth makes life suffering. So suffering is already there. There's a lot of fear, conflict, drama, struggle, pain is already present in life. So to overcome this limitation in life, if you see your attachment, and if you see the root cause of the attachment, and that root has to be dismantled too. So you have to trace your root ingrained belief in you backward to see where it all started. And tracing the mind backward is about shredding all ingrained belief in oneself, all ingrained identification in oneself. And this is the process that prepares us to become the butterfly, or to be free. And the freedom awaits. And to make that freedom reality, you have to ask yourself, who am I? Questioning yourself, who am I, is gonna make the real shift in life, where you end up letting go of that cocoon, letting go of that spirituality. When you are going through the process, you are in the spiritual journey. But when you make the final click through who am I inquiry, when you see the truth, the plain sight truth, now you let go that spiritual identification. Freedom is not about identifying yourself with the spiritual identification. It's about dropping everything, so you are completely free. So the real chunk of the human transformation is the inward journey of dismantling the mind, dismantling the identification, shredding all the layers that we have become so far to become nothing. And that nothing itself is the consciousness existing, pulsing. And the nature of the consciousness is conscious and empty, and you are that. That's why the shredding is needed to become free. So that is the process. And this process is similar to the caterpillar becoming the butterfly, which is, again, the cocoon state. the shredding state. And your shredding state is inward journey of dismantling the mind. Dismantling the mind and asking yourself, who am I? That's it. That's the journey. So you are already being part of the spiritual practice. You're already being part of the meditation. Now, meditate right. Meditate in a way that you are becoming free, not entangling yourself with more layers and becoming a sophisticated person. So, to the right thing. Make your effort count by doing what is needed to be done to be free. All right? So dismantling is what is needed. Right now, dismantling the mind is not even there in some of your life. And because of that, you don't see the spiritual progress. You don't see the connection. All you have is mind, identification with the mind, and the mind is getting more bigger. And that's what is the reality right now. So, if you want the freedom, dismantle. Okay, I hope this video makes sense to you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care for now.